You to bear me witness. In life, there are very many moments of celebration, moments of achievement, and of course, new beginnings.
This is one of those stories that journalists never wish to tell. A story that leaves a community searching for answers. A story that transforms ordinary greetings into tears, prayers, and memories. A story about a woman whose greatest achievement was not fame, wealth, or public recognition, but the countless lives she touched through faith, love, and service. Today, family members, friends, colleagues, and members of the Christian community gather to celebrate the life of Angella Hakiza, a woman whose journey on the earth ended far too soon, but whose impact will endure for generations.
But the good Lord who gives still takes away. But the question in mind here is, how best are we prepared for the moment? The discussion is going to draw us in that direction. We are going to look at how do we prepare.
The news of her passing on Wednesday, June 17, 2026, sent shockwaves across communities that knew her as a devoted wife, loving mother, media personality, church servant, and friend. For many, the name Angella Hakiza was synonymous with dedication. Dedicated to God, dedicated to family, dedicated to service, and dedicated to making a difference wherever she found herself.
For the devil doesn't wish marriages to flourish, but God does, because anything you put into God's hands, you win. What really inspired you to join the religious life, and at what point?
Long before her name became familiar to many through faith-based media and community engagement, Angella had already embraced a principle that would define her entire life, that success is measured not by what one accumulates, but by what one gives.
I'm a human resource practitioner, and at the same time I work with Uganda Catholic Television as a TV presenter for a program called Faith in However, I was exposed at an early age where I engaged in communal prayers, doing door-to-door rosaries, and this is when I was also picked up by the program's director, Radio Maria, to do the children's program. The urge to communicate to people kept on growing day by day.
Gifted with intelligence, eloquence, and remarkable communication skills, she possessed all the qualities needed to pursue a highly visible public career. Yet those who knew her best say she consistently chose purpose over popularity. She chose service over self-promotion. She chose impact over attention, and chose family over personal ambition. In doing so, she earned something far greater than public applause, the respect and admiration of those whose lives she transformed.
Society. As we all believe that change is the fact of life, do not deny yourself and keep yourself, entangled into one kind of lifestyle. Shift yourself to make yourself better.
And lastly, I hope to see better Catholic content run on our television. Thank you. I hope to learn a new skill in production. That's also where my other passion lies.
Her contribution to faith communication became one of the most significant chapters of her life. Through her involvement in media ministry and community outreach, Angella helped bring stories of faith, hope, and transformation into homes and communities. She became part of efforts that connected people to their faith and strengthened bonds within the church. Colleagues remember a woman who never waited to be asked before offering help, a woman who worked diligently behind the scenes, a woman whose commitment often exceeded expectations. The camera may have captured her smile, but it could never fully capture the sacrifices she made to ensure every assignment was completed with excellence. For Angella, service was never a duty, it was a calling. Yet beyond the cameras, meetings and public engagement stood the role she cherished most, that of a wife, a mother, a caregiver, and a family builder. Those closest to her describe a woman whose love was practical and intentional, a woman who made time for people and listened with encouragement, a woman who understood that some of life's greatest achievements happen quietly away from public attention, In her home, she nurtured dreams. In her friendships, she offered strength. In her community, she inspired hope. And in her faith, she found purpose.
At the same time, there are those moments which are really dark, which are sad, and usually grief takes a toll and becomes overwhelming, where someone or who has lost their beloved one, they meet that burden. I want to just really dwell onto the financial burden, because of the time when your beloved one, when my loved one has left me, I'm not prepared financially.
As mourners continue to gather, stories of kindness continue to emerge, and stories of encouragement offered during difficult moments, stories of support given without being requested, stories of generosity shared without expectation of reward. Those stories paint a picture of a woman who understood that every human encounter was an opportunity to leave someone better than she found them. Perhaps that's why her passing has created such profound grief. Only a month ago, Angella reflected on the priorities that give meaning to life: faith, family, work, service, and rest. For those left behind, the pain of separation remains real. A family mourns, friends mourn, the church mourns, a nation of colleagues and admirers mourn, yet even in grief, there is hope. Hope rooted in the faith she lived every day, and hope that death does not have the final word. Hope that the woman who spent her life serving others has now found peace in the presence of the God she loved. Some people are remembered for what they possessed, others are remembered for what they accomplished, but Angella Hakiza will be remembered for who she was: a woman of faith, a woman of grace, service, and a woman whose life became a testimony. Memory will remain a blessing. May her soul rest in eternal peace.